Discovered that you can have more freedom while conforming than you can by differing.
Bullshit, I don't think so at all. I don't think you have more freedom conforming.
Really?
Are you out of your mind? I've never even heard of something like that.
When you conform, when you accept the ideas of someone else, not personally, but on the outside, on the exterior, make yourself look like someone else. You have more freedom because people suspect you less. You look like everyone else. You can disappear to a crowd like everyone else. No one sees you. Say, you're able to get away with things much, much easier if you conform, at least on the exterior.
But I would argue that you sacrifice something. You sacrifice being authentic. You sacrifice a little bit of yourself gets chipped away because you know you have to conform in order to continue the ruse, the false identity, so that you think you can continue isolating yourself so you could do what you want. But I think you're losing a little bit of yourself. And then you get sucked in by the insidiousness of greed and corruption of the conforming that you've done. So I would say no, you have to fight it.
But why would I isolate myself? If I were to conform, I can authenticize myself with a group of like-minded people, so I can reinvent myself and keep my personal and interior feelings the same. So I can express myself and keep my personal level of feelings the same, my personal intelligence the same, while maintaining the exterior status quo of my personal life to everybody else. In fact, I do that with my dad. My dad does not know the real me, personally. He knows the responsible, diligent, working me.
Right.
My mom knows the weird me that goes off on random tangents about spacemen attacking the planet Pluto.
Right.
That's more fun, but my dad gets kind of mad. I guess, well, I don't know why. That's more fun, though. I like being...
Well, yeah, but I don't know if it's conforming or just trying to adapt to somebody who's unwilling to look at you. Or
I never said that was conforming. I just said that it's...
Well, you did use the word conforming.
The idea, the one that, the view of me that he sees is my conformist exterior.
Mm-hmm.
My conformist, I don't know what I call it.
Persona.
Persona. My conformist persona is the one I put up for my dad.
So let me ask you.
In most occasions. Occasionally I'll go out and just go on random tangents about frogs or something, good stuff.
No, we can talk about those random tangents. You probably should channel it towards some creative writing or something in the future.
I don't like writing, I like reading.
Well, I understand that, but you may want to earn a living at some point. And if you have that creativity, and you can do something with it, but I just don't know. I do think that you're sacrificing something when you do kind of conform. And I know that sometimes you have to in order to get through the system. You know, the system is the system and you have to get through it, but you should not lose yourself. And if some people can't accept it, you then just don't show them that side, and I understand that. But I wouldn't make, there's got to be a balance of, I would say, whatever it would be, I don't know, 70% authenticity and 30% conformity. I mean, what would you think your split of percentage of between conformity and authenticity?
Well, that really depends on the situation at hand.
Yes, I guess it would be.
And more day-to-day normal activities, it's about 60-65 conforming to 40-35 authenticity.
But then with your dad, it goes to...
With that, it's about 75-80 conforming. And more isolating, more separating myself from him because he thinks that's me, I guess. I don't know. Don't show this to my dad.
I'm going to put it on YouTube.
Your YouTube.
I'm on YouTube.
This is your discussion with him, not mine.
My dad doesn't go check that anyway.
Mine doesn't.
Well, I think it is important to be authentic, but I think it's very tough at your age to do so. I think it's tough at my age to do so. But I think after a while you just have to give in to authenticity and say that's the way to go. And part of it is you don't want to disappoint your father, or I don't want to disappoint my boss, or I don't want to disappoint my sister who thinks, if I do this then I'm flaky or whatever. And you all have those urges to meet people's needs, their needs. But eventually you just have to say, this is who I am, and I don't care. And you have more freedom after you're 18 to do so. But prior to that, you don't. It's difficult, and it is difficult. Partly you also want to win your parental affection or attention in a positive way. And if you do behavior that they don't accept, you don't get the positive attention, and you don't want to take the negative attention. So I can understand it. I definitely understand it. I just don't think it's a way of life. I think eventually one should grow out of it, whether they're 17 or 48. I think there's a time to grow up.